Come in.
Ms. Davidson?
Mr. Webster, I'm sorry, were we supposed to have a meeting this morning?
Oh, no, I'm sorry, but I was on my way back to my office, and I thought a personal visit would be appropriate, but gosh, it looks like I miscalculated.
Oh, no. I am glad for the interruption. Unfortunately, I'm right in the midst of trying to decide which one of my nurses is going to have to go.
Oh, budgetary problems, huh?
Afraid so.
Yeah, this economic recovery we're in the middle of is a lot of fun, huh?
It doesn't seem too long ago that we almost had a nurses' strike because Russ Weaver was firing everyone.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that your motivation and handling of the matter will be a lot different from his. And besides, maybe what I came to tell you about will cheer you up a little bit. The judge has handed down a ruling on your house this morning.
All right, Russ, this is the first lesson of the morning. I want you to check out these figures and tell me if you see anything interesting in them.
Yeah. Bartlett, Holst, and Greer aren't you paying as much as they used to?
Very good. And over what period of time did they accomplish that remarkable feat?
6 months.
Right again. They're very clever, those three. They use a random pattern. Only thing is, they just tried to pull it off a little too long. Those figures would have me believing that cocaine is no longer a moneymaker. Obviously ridiculous.
Yeah, especially after you look at the figures on all the other stuff.
I don't know if I'm more angry at him for taking me for a fool or for thinking that I would go along with such a thing.
So what are you gonna do?
Good question. What do you suggest, Russ?
I'm just a pupil here.
Maybe.
You thinking of getting rid of him?
I'd like to know what your recommendation is.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what your policy is on any of this stuff, but I think it'll be a little risky, you know, especially so soon after what happened to Blue.
Well, it's been done before.
Hey,
There's a doorbell out there. From now on, I want you to use it.
Look, aren't you taking all this stuff a little too far?
I don't want you questioning what I tell you anymore.
I'm not questioning. I'm just a little surprised.
Why? I told you you'd be disciplined for your screw-ups, and part of that discipline is no more assumed privileges.
Well, that's fine. Now, what else am I supposed to do, Ron?
Don't worry. I'll tell you when you're doing something that I don't like.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Well, now that the hired help is here, Russ, I think we should find a solution to the problem we were just discussing. What do you think?
Hey, whatever you want's fine.
I'm not telling you what I want. That's part of your new responsibilities.
Well, I'm not experienced in all this.
Well, this is how you get it, kid. Now, Lance is at your beck and call. He'll do anything that you tell him to, and if he doesn't, I'll make him. Well, come on, Weaver. Give me a decision. I haven't got all day here. We got things to do.
Yeah. Bartlett, Holst, and Greer have been skimming off the top. I don't think it's necessary for you to do anything but just go rough them up. Make sure you do a good job at it, and let them know that it's not going to happen again, all right?
You got that, Lance?
I sure do. Now I see how it's going to be. There's nothing too low for old Lance, right?
That's a pretty good way to sum it up. Hugo?
Look, Ron, even Blue didn't have to do this kind of stuff.
Well, what can I say? I guess Blue had more potential than you.
The judge followed the commissioner's recommendation?
Just as I assured you he would to the letter.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Hey, sit down for a second. Let me tell you what you can expect over the next week or so. Now, first of all, Nancy will be receiving an eviction notice, which she has very little time to comply with, and then the house will go on the auction block.
Oh, I have to put a legal announcement in the paper then, don't I?
No. That's my responsibility. I'll take care of it.
I just hope that nobody else sees it. I want to make sure that the Redlands get that house.
Well, there's not any real way we can control that, but I have a good feeling about this one.
Good. Now, the only other problem is what to do with Nancy.
I have some ideas on that subject.
Maybe some other time.
They're interesting, I can assure you.
Oh, they're probably no match for mine.
Miss Davison, you shock me.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I really don't think they're going to do that much good.
I wouldn't know about that. I take it that you want to explore a more philanthropic avenue this time, then.
Yes. When she's evicted, I'm concerned about where she's going to go.
I have some ideas on that subject, too.
Maybe I'm just not going to say anything else.
Yeah, maybe I guess I shouldn't, too. Unfortunately, I find Nancy a little too easy and convenient a target.
Well, I know how you feel, but from the beginning, I have always had everyone's best interests at heart.
Then why is it that I feel that you are about to offer Nancy someplace to stay?
Oh, maybe because you're beginning to know how I think. And I agree with you. She has not done a thing to deserve it.
Any questions, Lance?
About what?
About what Russ just asked you to do. Or told you to do would be more accurate, wouldn't it?
I guess maybe that is.
Well,
What are the name of those guys again?
Bartlett, Holston, Greer, and don't overdo it.
I don't need your instructions.
if Russ feels you need instructions, then you'll take them.
Look, I think he knows what I want, okay?
Oh, I do. It's a terrible thing to be skimming off the top, isn't it, Ron? I mean, I know how much you hate that kind of thing.
Especially when the people involved take foolish risks. And I think you'd better leave, Lance.
No, I think there's something we need to discuss here first.
Not
don't
now,
you?
Lance.
Our little blonde friend, you know?
I said not now! You know, your bruised pride is making you very, very careless. Don't make me any more angry at you than I already am.
Well, I just think you need a little reminder that I'm not as useless as you make me out to be.
Well, don't think that that can't be changed. Now, I think you'd better get out of here right now. We have other business to attend to. Go on, get out of here.
How long are you gonna keep kicking the guy?
Until it doesn't feel good anymore. He's been getting away with too much for too long. You're not feeling sorry for him, are you?
Hardly.
Good. Just remember, your rise to the top is at his expense. I would think that would make you happy.
Yeah, it's everything I've always wanted.
These tests were supposed to have been done over 2 hours ago.
I realize that, Dr. Martin, but
Look, this patient is going to be in surgery in less than an hour, and Steve Aniset's going to be on that phone demanding to know what happened.
you talk to hematology. I can't get anywhere with them.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ellen. I'll just go down there myself. You never seem to get any results from those guys unless you deliver your threat in person. If Alex Greeley comes looking for me, tell him I'm up on Main 6 as soon as I've finished my tirade with those guys.
Yes, sir.
Ben,
Hi.
hi. What time did you leave the house this morning?
6? Why?
Well, nobody knew where you were, including Lori.
Oh, really? Well, I'm surprised she expressed any interest in the matter.
What?
Nothing. Alex called me yesterday and wanted me to cover for him today in the emergency room from 7 till 9. I thought I told Lori that, but I guess I just forgot.
You mean you started work at 7 and you left the house at 6?
Yeah, I just couldn't sleep. And, well, I'm sorry if I've, got everybody up in arms about it.
No, that's all right. I mean, we figured out where you probably were. Are you going down to the clinic from here?
Yeah, as soon as I finish up here.
Ben, I'm worried about you.
Why?
Well, look, you're working 2 jobs. You're not eating very well. You're not sleeping very well. You're not getting any exercise.
Yeah, well, at least when you've got a loving, understanding wife at home, it makes everything a little easier.
What is really going on between you two?
With the perfect couple? Nothing. Just ask your daughter.
I'm asking you. Look, I'm not going to beg for information because it's really none of my business. I thought maybe you might want to talk about it, that's all. Well, you know where to find me if you change your mind, and you know where to avoid me if you don't.
Terry, wait. When I was in med school, I had a professor who said, a family is ruled by its sickest member. Now, I've never given much credence to those kind of sayings, but I've found that one to be true in most cases. I really hate being manipulated by another person's immaturity, and that is exactly what it is, Terry. Dr. Diedrichson has said she's fine, yet she still insists in indulging herself in this sulking of hers and keeping me as far away from her as possible.
Well, have you talked with her about this?
Oh, Terry, I have tried many times, and all I get are blank stares followed by empty apologies. And then the whole cycle just starts up once again, over and over. If she were a child, she wouldn't be allowed to get away with this.
Then why are we letting her?
Because we've been scared. But I'm not afraid anymore. Now I'm angry.
Russ, I'd like you to meet a very special lady. This is Elizabeth Ward, Miss America.
Hi, Russ. Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you, too.
Where are you off to, Elizabeth?
Up to New York on a little business, then back home to Arkansas for a couple of days.
Well, you really look great.
Oh, thank you.
Listen, can I get your cab?
Please.
Captain, could you, see Miss Ward to a cab, please?
Of course.
All right, listen, you take care and have a good trip.
Thank you much. It's good to see you again.
You
God
too.
bless you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. You see what I mean, Weaver? Come on over here. I'm talking about developing a trademark. I'm talking about being known. Sit down, let me tell you something. Boundaries of our business are becoming more and more complex every day. Legal, illegal, which end is up? Who knows, Weaver? You know, the kind of clientele that we're cultivating now isn't entertained in back rooms and dirty bars. It's in places like this. And knowing how to handle yourself in these kind of places will make you a much more successful person. That's why your father told you to work for me, so I could teach you these things.
So where'd you get all this savoir-faire?
That's very good. Let's just say I'm self-educated. You know, the first time I was arrested, I was just a kid. I'd snuck into this big Beverly Hills estate. I just had to find out if the real thing matched what I'd seen on TV. And it did. I just sat there in that big Beverly Hills living room for over an hour, just looking around, imagining it was all mine. It was a good feeling. It was better than anything I ever had. And from that moment on, everything that I do in life is to get that feeling back again.
Have you?
That isn't important. What's important is that it made me into something far beyond the small-time hoods who are trying to make their way to the top. I see that same potential in you, Russ.
But I haven't been refined yet, is that it?
Maybe. You don't know who you are yet, do you? You know, someday everything that's your father's is going to be yours. And don't get me wrong, it's not that I have anything against Vince, but his heavy-handed way of doing things just doesn't make it anymore. Now, I don't have anything against your father, but the way he does things just doesn't cut it with some of the new blood coming in. They need someone with style. They need someone with savoir-faire.
Someone like Ron Washington.
Yeah, maybe. But that's my point. That can be learned. And if you combine that with what Vince has, which is a talent to command respect, I think the two can be very, very, very important. Just remember your old teacher, huh?
Oh, I just love these business lunches. They're so, tax deductible. I was thinking more like free.
Gil, I'm sorry I'm late. I got held up in traffic. There's gotta be some way I can get a pack of matches from Lance. Maybe I could... Yeah. Ask him for a candle. Tell him to save on his electric bill. Wait a minute, that's not such a bad idea. I may just be cutting off my nose, spite my face, but here goes anyway. Well, I don't know, it might be dumb, but even if I don't get a candle, even if I have to sit here in the dark, at least I'm doing something.
May I help you?
Yeah, I've got a reservation for 3. Prescott?
Oh, yes, right this way.
Great. Thanks. I'm not in the mood for this. Come on, Marianne. Bad move. Now, will you sit down? Beautiful idea.
Gil, please, I'm not in the mood.
That's just what I said. Oh, it'd be a lot faster if we went someplace else.
No, Peter. This is bound to happen sooner or later. It'll probably happen again. I'm just gonna have to learn to deal with it. You're right, it was a bad move.
So, who is she?
Just somebody from my past.
From the looks of things, she doesn't want to keep it that way.
Well, that's just the way it is. There's no room for her in all of this.
Oh, there are compensations, Weaver.
Not for what she gave me. Twice I found it, twice I let it go.
Twice, huh? Well, maybe that's an indication that it's not so rare.
You're wrong. The reason I won't find it again because I don't deserve to.
You said I could have anything I want, huh? Mm-hmm. Anything you want. Beef bourguignon, huh? Is that any good?
Oh, it's great. Russ and I came here one night. It's very good, Peter.
It's just a fancy name for beef stew. It's nothing special. I thought you said you could take it.
I thought I could. Excuse me.
Oh, boy.
Just let her go.
I can't.
You have to do this one without me.
Now, if Alice Bray, down in recovery, okays this, it's going to mean a lot less headaches for us. This is the floor that's going to be for the experiment, so please don't let me down, okay?
Don't worry, Mrs. Davidson, we won't.
Thank you. Oh, Ben! Gee, I thought you'd be at the clinic by now.
Yeah, me too. That code up on 6 was mine.
Mr. O'Keefe?
Yeah,
Did he make it?
barely.
Dr. Martin, thanks for talking to hematology. They were on the phone not 5 minutes after you called. Very apologetic.
Good. Have you talked with Lori at all this morning?
No, not since this morning. Why, what's up?
Nothing. I was just trying to get in touch with her, that's all.
Well, it's a beautiful day, so I'm sure she's just taking a longer walk than usual.
Yeah, right.
Ben, about earlier.
Please, Terry, I'd rather not.
Okay. I just want you to know, though, that your feelings are not alone.
Oh, it's nice to know anyway.
Well, Lester Lewis beckons.
Lucky you.
Catch you later.
Right.
Oh, Dr. Kavlin. How's everything going for you? Is everything working out for you?
Fine, just fine.
Terry Davidson.
Director of nursing, of course. I'm sorry.
No, I understand. You've got so many new faces to put names to.
True.
Look, if it should ever get to be too much for you, just remember my door is always open.
Thanks, I may just do that.
Okay.
Hi, Marge. How are things over in OB?
Okay, how are things with you?
Could be better.
You, a male chauvinist, I never would have dreamed.
What are you talking about?
I simply thought you'd be pretty much on top of the world right now.
Oh, really? Why do you say that?
Oh, I see. You're one of those men who act very cool about the whole thing, and they don't let it faze them.
What are you talking about?
You, being an expectant father, of course.
Well, I don't know. I guess I must have just pulled on it too hard or something. Came right out of the ceiling. You can tell it looks awfully old anyway.
Well, I guess that's what it is then, honey.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I ain't no electrician, you know? I mean, you just stun yourself out of a light bulb.
Oh, no, you can't do that.
I love it when you come up with stuff like that, Miriam.
No, what I mean is please. Please don't. You can imagine, I'm afraid of the dark.
Oh, come on, man. Big girl like you, honey.
Well, there are little things that move around in here, and the light kind of keeps them away.
Oh, yeah? But it's like I said, I mean, I don't know how to fix these lights.
Well, Lance, why don't you just give me a candle? I mean, that would be simple enough, wouldn't it? Just a candle, maybe two
Yeah, right.
candles.
So you could set fire to the whole place when you try to get out?
I wouldn't do that. I couldn't. I mean, with all of this old stuff in here, I'd be up in flames before you could come in and rescue me. I mean, believe me, I want to live. I would be very, very careful.
All right. All right, I'll give you a couple of candles.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much.
But don't you ask me for anything else.
Oh, no. No, I promise I won't. Lord, thank you. Lord, I am taking this as a sign from you that you are going to help me get out of here. And you're going to help me get out soon.